Hey everybody, good evening to you and welcome to KXAN Live and Nick's First Warning. I'm your host Billy Gates, and with me as always for Nick's First Warning is Nick Bannon. There he is. Hey Nick, how's it going, man?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Had some technical difficulties earlier, but we're past those. We made it. We survived.
Yeah.
And now we're here talking about the eclipse again for the 38th billion time this week. So Nick,
almost for the last time.
give us the latest weather forecast on what folks can expect, literally minute by minute on Monday as the eclipse sweeps across Central Texas here.
Yeah, let's remind people of the very short time frame that matters most. You see the clock there at the top left of your screen. And as we get to about 1:32 in the afternoon on Monday, tomorrow, that's when the shadow of the moon starts to cross into parts of our 15-county viewing area. More specifically, Gillespie County gets the totality first. And then we'll fast forward to 1:33, and you could see more of Gillespie County and parts of Mason County getting into totality, whereas the majority of the rest of our Central Texas viewers not quite experiencing it yet, although we're still well underway by this point with the partial eclipse, don't forget. But as far as totality goes, the all-important minutes to watch still tick on. Here we are at 1:34 tomorrow afternoon. Much of Mason County, all of Gillespie County, most of Llano County, as well as most of Blanco County experiencing totality by that point. Then we get to 1:35, almost time for you in Austin, although western Travis County, most of Hays County experiencing totality at this point, and a good chunk of San Saba County. And then we cross to 1:36, and just a little after 1:36 is when Austin starts to experience totality. Much of western Williamson County seeing it at this point. And then we take you to 1:37. Austin still experiencing totality for just a little bit longer, up until a little before 1:38. Then Austin's totality is done, but you're still seeing it throughout most of Williamson County, western Milam County, all of Lampasas County, Burnett County, San Saba, and Llano County still in the mix there with totality. And then things drawing to a close as we get toward 1:39. None of Travis County experiencing totality anymore. Northern Williamson County, most of Lampasas County, northeastern Burnett County, and northwestern Milam County experiencing totality. And then we get toward 1:41, and the show's all over for all of our counties. But what about the forecast? So this particular map I'm going to show you is the expectations for how much of the sky is covered with clouds. 100 would mean clouds everywhere, no breaks at all. 0 would mean no clouds at all and just sunshine. Of course, we're much closer to the cloudy sky here to begin the day on Monday. This is 7 in the morning, and that clock's going to advance, and as it does, you'll see the cloud cover reducing slightly by late morning and early afternoon, so that between that 1 and 2 o'clock time frame, we're anywhere from 61% cloud cover there in San Saba to 84% cloud cover in San Marcos. Of course, San Marcos not expected and won't see totality, but you get the general idea of the map. Most areas in the path of totality there, between about 61% and 78% cloud coverage. So mostly cloudy skies, Billy. This does not mean that there won't be clouds that open up over you. If those clouds open up, they're more likely to be the low clouds that do. We expect a lot of high clouds overhead that will filter out the blue sky, take out the blue sky, and also filter the eclipse viewing. But at least we'll start to see some of those low clouds breaking apart late morning and midday, early afternoon. There's going to be some luck involved as to whether those clouds break apart over you. If I was to pick anywhere where the chances of those clouds breaking apart would be highest, based on these numbers you would see there, it's San Saba County. But, it's certainly far from a guarantee that they are the sunniest spots, so to say. We're still forecasting a mostly cloudy sky.
Well, I mean, you can still enjoy this eclipse, though, right? I mean, it's not like it's going to be just like a complete, just like, blurry kind of dark mess, right? Like you're still going to be able to feel it get dark and things like that, right?
Yeah, you'll see it get dark. You'll likely notice the animals acting a little off.
Yeah, they get confused. Yeah.
So do we as humans get confused. But if you're ambitious and feel like traveling and want to drive elsewhere in the state for the eclipse viewing for totality, it does appear that there may be a little bit of northeast Texas where we get some sunny breaks. Even Dallas there at 57% cloud coverage isn't too bad. And if you want to drive almost 8 hours to Little Rock.
I was going to say, Little Rock looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, expecting about 30% cloud coverage. Now, that cloud still may cover the one part of the sky you want it to see, but it's all about odds here, and that may help you there. As far as the hourly planner goes, during the eclipse and especially during totality, we're forecasting mostly cloudy skies in Austin, 78 at noon, 80 at 1, and with that totality being around 135 or so for many of us, temperatures will drop a little bit anyway, even with the clouds around and reasonable amount of humidity in the air. May expect about a several degree temperature drop, so that by 2, we're actually cooler than 1, going from 80 at 1 to 77 at 2. But also notice those rain chances increasing as we head toward 2 o'clock and later. Basically, the majority of the morning and early afternoon, just a low 10% chance of a spotty shower, sprinkle, or drizzle. But once we get 2 o'clock and later, then we start talking about rain chances ramping up ahead of the potential for thunderstorms. And you can see 3 o'clock, the rain chances are higher. They're higher still 5, 7 o'clock, and then they start to come back down again as we look ahead to the potential for some thunderstorms, Billy.
Nice. So we're just hoping for that 25% of the sky that's not cloudy. Like that's really what we got our fingers crossed for, right? It's that 25%.
Yeah. You want that
that's not in front of
positioned.
The sun.
Yeah. And even still, even if the low clouds break apart so that 25% of the sky or so has a hole in it, I still think there'll be more high clouds overhead that won't give you that perfect blue sky. But it's better than nothing.
It is. Cool.
So,
yes.
Let's talk now about the setup here for the forecast for not just Eclipse Day, but potentially some severe weather. As we turn to the maps, you can see the clouds that we've got us over most of central Texas now mixing with the sun. It's been a gorgeous day here today. Cold front came through earlier this morning, brought a couple of spotty sprinkles and light showers. That front is now to the east of us. It's actually going to lift north as a warm front here tonight. That in combination with a trough digging itself out west, this area of low pressure is going to be pushing into Texas as we get into later Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's going to bring more moisture, more lift, and also the potential for some stronger severe storms. So now we can dive into Eclipse Day Monday from a what will our clouds and radar likely look like. This is 8 in the morning. We're pretty sure that we're going to start off your Monday with widespread clouds, some sprinkles, some drizzle, some very spotty showers as well. As we head toward the late morning, early afternoon, it really is our best chance for breaks of sun if we're going to get any at all. So theoretically speaking, the timing of the eclipse is about as good as it could be for what tomorrow's forecast looks to be. It just doesn't mean that you're going to see sun where you are. But this particular model, and you can't take it verbatim, but you can take what it's suggesting, are that around the middle of the day, there may be some breaks in the clouds starting to open up in a few spots. You see them in our eastern counties. You're seeing them a little bit there in San Saba County, while at the same time some spotty showers and sprinkles remain possible. Then we go to 1 o'clock. Still some holes in the clouds, although figuring out exactly where these holes are is the challenge. We've been talking about this all week. These holes and where they open up is going to be the key to you enjoying your totality or being a little disappointed. But still figuring out exactly where these holes are going to open up is almost impossible even the day before. We'll be seeing them start to open up here late tomorrow morning on visible satellite and hopefully get a gauge of where those biggest holes are and send some of you on a last-minute drive to some places. So now we head toward 2 o'clock, totality over by this point, And then we start focusing our attention on not just spotty showers, but the potential for some scattered thunderstorms in the mix. Now, this particular future radar model does not look super impressive as far as storms go. But there are others that are stormier than this for the late afternoon, early evening time frame. And during that window, we could get some strong or severe storms. I think the coverage is a little iffy, but widely scattered at best. I do think our higher rain and storm coverage and higher severe weather threat is going to be Tuesday. So many of you either flying out on Tuesday or your guests, family, what have you, are leaving on Tuesday. There could be some rough weather as early as the time the day is breaking. This is 7 in the morning. Some potentially severe storms Tuesday morning, followed by a little break of just a few showers and isolated storms. And then more potentially strong or severe storms into Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, and this is Wednesday at midnight into the first few hours then of Wednesday morning. So I'm more concerned about the Tuesday severe weather potential, but we shouldn't sleep on the potential for some stronger severe storms later on Monday, even if the coverage of them is less certain and the higher severe weather risk is to our north. So our official forecast for the day as a whole on Monday is mostly cloudy, a high of 80, a spotty shower or some storms later in the day. A spotty shower, though, possible as early as the morning. There is a severe weather threat on Monday. This threat has actually dropped from earlier today. The Storm Prediction Center puts these threats out, these threat maps out. It was a 2 out of 5 for all of us. Now it's a 1 out of 5 for most of us until you get to Georgetown and north, Llano and north. But the severe weather threat won't be until after the eclipse is done, which is some good news as far as that's concerned. What are the threats, though, if some storms could get going here late Monday afternoon into Monday evening here in central Texas? And the weather they develop here is still in question. But if they do, large hail of egg size or bigger is our primary concern. But also we could get an isolated tornado, especially north. And then we're all at a general fairly low risk of some damaging winds. But Billy, our greater severe weather risk, this is a 2 out of 5 for everybody, is for Tuesday, where we could get some stronger severe storms in potentially several rounds. And for this one, I'm worried about all modes of severe weather: large hail, damaging winds, isolated tornadoes that could come in the morning, a little bit of a break, and then another round later in the day. So yes, we're watching Monday closely for the severe weather potential. And of course, with everyone, many people outside, if severe storms develop, or even just regular non-severe storms with lightning, that would be a concern with so many people outside. I just think the coverage of severe storms is going to be higher on Tuesday.
Well, I mean, at least it's going to wait until the big show is done. I mean,
Yeah.
at least have that, right?
Yeah, the only precipitation we expect to happen, if any, during totality anyway, is a spotty shower here and there. You don't want that over you. I know we're in a drought. We want you to also see the visibility of the totality if you can. But then the severe weather potential ramps up later in the afternoon into early Monday evening, and then again on Tuesday. I do want to highlight here how much rain we could be having when you add up late Monday's rain, Tuesday's rain, early Wednesday morning's rain. We're looking about an inch to 2 for most of us, but we could get some localized amounts, 3 or 4 inches. And we'll end this, Billy, with a look at our 7-day forecast. Because by Thursday, the sun, even by Wednesday afternoon, the sun is back out. Thursday looks good. Friday, sunny clouds. And then more clouds and low to mid 80s here for the weekend. So some unfortunate weather here around the time of the eclipse. We're just hopeful that some of those cloudy breaks can develop over you in time for you and your family to see it. We do not want to be giving you a pessimistic forecast or even an optimistic one. We just want to lay it out as we see it. But in general, the forecast has not changed much since last Sunday. Last Sunday, you and I were talking. I said mostly cloudy with a chance of rain and storms and a high of 79. Now we're doing mostly cloudy with a chance of rain and storms and a high of 80. So not much has changed, unfortunately, this week. We would have loved it to have trended sunnier and clearer.
Well, you know, you said there was a chance, so maybe that'll hit. I mean, one person won the $1.13 billion lottery ticket the other day. So if that one person can get lucky, maybe we can too.
Yeah.
Right?
I know. I just want to quickly skim. We've been live here on Facebook as we've been doing this. I just want to see if there are any questions that I haven't answered in this discussion here. Some of them, of course, I have answered, and there will probably be a few of you that say, but what about for my city? Will I see it based on the cloud forecast? And again, we could talk about trends in areas where holes may be more likely, but it's going to be very tough to nail down where the sunshine, if it develops, would be. Lori Banks checking in. Thanks for watching. Lori Nicole. Winna Adam. Chris saying that they've seen eclipses in clear skies on a cloudy day. Quite the different experience, no doubt. Barbara checking in and appreciating our updates. So no specific questions that I'm seeing, that just checking in, seeing what the latest is. And of course, please come back. We are still going to be updating our blog on the homepage throughout tomorrow morning. If we see signs that either the forecast is changing for the wetter, the sunnier, the clearer, we would love that. We'll be updating that blog and pointing you in the right direction if we can about where any sun may be. I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed, but if you go in thinking it's going to be cloudy where you are, you can only be surprised pleasantly. And that's sort of the attitude and my final message to you.
Think good thoughts.
Think good thoughts,
good
but
vibes.
expect the worst.
Golly.
Hey, if you expect the worst and you see a few breaks
That's true.
in the right place, then...
it's a good point.
Yeah.
Keep expectations low.
Exactly.
All right, so for all of your updates, be sure to stick with KXAN.com. Stick with us on air as well. We've got an eclipse weather forecast story that's front center on the website that Nick and the rest of the First Warning Weather team update like crazy. Like they're on it. Every little update they get, they make sure to relay the information to all y'all. So be sure to stick with us there. And since we won't talk to you tomorrow in this capacity, Nick and I, we hope you're able to enjoy the eclipse wherever you are. Because I know in 2017 I was living in Oregon and I got to enjoy it with an unfiltered blue sky, and it was was quite the experience.
Well, we've got quite the team that we're scattering out around Central Texas here tomorrow. So hopefully you'll join our coverage through the eclipse tomorrow. Up until the point you want to go outside and see it for yourself, hopefully. But join us tonight at 9 on CW Austin, at 10 on KXAN, and on KXAN News Today, starting at 4:30 tomorrow. And we'll have wall-to-wall eclipse coverage tomorrow with literally everybody on our staff is going to be out and about Central Texas. All right. Well, we'll stop it here for today for this episode of Nick's First Warning. For Nick Bannon, I'm Billy Gates. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll talk to you again very soon.